Aloha friends and happy alignment portal. This portal feels fantastic, y'all. It feels really, really good. Um, I feel like and I've said this in previous readings, that we've broken through this threshold and we're really ready to take it to the next level. So a lot of leveling up, new soul lessons coming online, and a thinner veil is what it's going to seem like. However, it's really just us. Oh, I got the hiccups. My apologies. Us coming into those higher vibrations where where we're able to connect easier, faster. Like our gifts are coming online. We're experiencing so much more. And it's actually connecting with the physical, being able to bring it all together in this like wholeness sphere like energy. So notice the spheres wanted to be with us. And sphere crystals emanate energy in all directions. So they're actually really great to have in your home if you want to energize a space or add a certain frequency to it. Uh, Lately, spheres have really been calling me when I'm called to a crystal. I actually have such a deep connection with the crystal elements that they will call me when they get into town. Like when they are shipped into a place where I can pick them up, I will literally get a call through the divine that it's time to go get a new crystal. They will tell me exactly which place to go to get it. And when I get there, they will be waiting for me and calling out my name. So it's a really, really brilliant connection to have. And it is also why I'm able to channel these incredible codes that want to come through these crystals, that want to be channeled through them. So crystals, the elements in general were used in ancient times to send messages, to give messages. And when Atlantis fell, a lot of, and Lemuria, a lot of those ancient souls put their wisdom and their codes and their frequencies into crystals, and that's why they're so powerful and so healing for us. And you can get a lot out of them. You can get a lot of divine messages. So if you've never meditated with a crystal on your person, on your body, definitely do it. I highly recommend it. And there's some codes that want to come through right now from this one. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what this crystal is called. If you know, drop it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. But it has some great like druzy spots. I don't even know if you can see them. Yeah, like here in the camera. Got another spot right there, but lots of divine earth codes that are coming through this one. Ufuna na kanat tienene shiki na na titiki na futuma ni ni sniki na na yaritiki ni na fatutuma na kitina titi na na yarakatustu na na takini na na tafuna na na kenyana yaritiki shiki na na tafutuma na katustu na kini na yarapeti shiki na na futuma na kini tiki na na. Mother Earth is just asking you to hold her right now, send her some love, and while I'm on the topic of sending love to Mother Earth, definitely send love to your guides, y'all. I've really been getting this call lately from the archangels, from the divine ascended masters, and all of the guides and angels and everyone that helps us in this realm. They are really they've got a lot on their hands right now with this ascension process and the rise in consciousness. So definitely, like, if I'm looking at Archangel Michael as I'm saying this, if you call on Archangel Michael and he's there for you, send him some love back. Not just gratitude, but love. Give him some energy back, because they really could use our help in what they're shifting and doing right now. So anyone that you're connected to, if it's a deity, if it's an archangel, divine ascended master, even the creator, just really tap into that space where you go silent and you don't need to think or see or do anything. Just send love, just love from your heart. You don't even need to be an energy healer to do that. Just open up and imagine your heart sending an energetic vibration out to them to help with this ascension process. A couple of themes that have been coming up lately that I just wanted to touch on very briefly. The first one is rest. Please allow yourself time to rest. Do not apologize for needing rest. And, the other thing is not apologizing for taking a time out and not getting back to people. It's just within the last 30 years or so that we've become so connected to a device that somebody could get a hold of us at all hours of the day. That wasn't so just, about 30, 35 years ago, where, it was maybe you had a beeper, maybe a few people had cell phones at that time. But if you were gone, if you were out of the house, if you were doing things, if you were with family or friends or just out doing stuff, there was no way to get a hold of you. And it wasn't until you got home and you either had a message on your answering machine that told you needed to call back. And even before that, Spirit's telling me, before that, there were no answering machines, right? And before that, there were no telephones. It was all, if you wanted to get a hold of somebody, you had to be in community with them. And so that's the theme of what's coming up for this alignment, is bringing things back into community, bringing things into connection and oneness with each other, and not in separation anymore, like clearing ourselves of all separation. And that includes like the labels that we put on ourselves, right? Like so much lately has, I think so many spaces lately have been slammed with labeling, right? You have the whole labeling of the genders now. You have labeling of classes, of I can't get the words out, but you know what I mean. We're constantly labeling ourselves, labeling each other, and to come into unity, to come into community, to come into oneness, we've got to let all of that go. So, yeah, okay, so they're like, that's good for that. Let me go ahead, and they don't want me to get off on a tangent because there's so much energy coming through that I could totally probably talk for hours. So, the other thing, so rest, allow yourself to rest, fully rest. You're not lazy. You're not, free yourself from the idea of feeling lazy or unaccomplished or unworthy when you rest. We need rest. That is a divine feminine trait. And when we allow ourselves to rest, then we have the energy to create, we have the drive and the passion, and we have all of that motivation to go out and actually do something and create something magnificent. So allow yourself to rest. The second thing is doubt. Doubt has been coming in very heavily, right? So we're shifting into these higher vibrations. And in these higher vibrations, y'all, it's not logical. It's not about having everything in order. It's about freeing ourselves from that, right? The age of Aquarius. Aquarius is very open, very free, very like go with the flow, spontaneous type energy from Uranus, right? So with that being said, you've got to let go of we need to, as a collective, to continue to rise, we need to let go of the thought of having everything in logic, needing to know everything. We don't need to know. I was just having a conversation with a soul sister not that long ago about, our biggest issue is that we want to know. We want to be in the know. When something happens to me, I'm great at going, okay, let me just take a step back. I didn't like this. Maybe it sucked. And what's the reason, Spirit, that this is happening to me? And I always get the answer to it, and it feels great. And lately, Spirit's like, you don't need to know. You just need to go with the flow. And, my human self is like, no, I want to know. I don't want to be left in the dark. I want to know exactly what's happening and when and how. And the thing is, we're coming into these higher dimensions that don't include linear time. They're free of linear time, right? They're free of logic in the mind and the matrix spaces where we're creating all these alternate timelines, and we're coming into the heart center, into unity, into wholeness. And in that space, it's for us to tap into our hearts and what we're feeling, as opposed to maybe even what we're seeing, right? There's still the lady in the red dress. If you've watched The Matrix, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like if you are experiencing things that are happening and you're saying, oh my gosh, is this my intuition or is this my mind playing games on me? Go back to that lady in the red dress. Our minds play tricks on us all the time. And it's the fastest way for the powers that were to come in and get us in our headspace and have us loop out of control to where we go into these cycles of doubt and unknowing. And when we bring it all back to the heart space and we have that inner knowing, we know, right? There's nothing that nobody can tell me to make me believe something else than what I felt in my heart, in my body, in my soul, right? So no matter what anyone says, I know what I'm feeling. I know the vibration that I'm in. I know what it is. And the part about what other people say is that's how it gets in your head. So be mindful of the people that you are around, the things that you're absorbing, because we are constantly consuming, right? As human beings, that's part of the journey, is consuming things and consuming information, consuming words, right? Words are so powerful. So being mindful of the way that you speak to yourself, not just the way others speak to you, but the way you speak to yourself, the way you respect yourself, the way you love yourself. Lots of stuff, lots of high vibrational energies coming through. I'm gonna go ahead. They said that's good for now. So rest and doubt, really free yourself from those two. Oh, and worry. They're saying stop worrying, right? What's happening now in the world, it's all meant to happen. It's all happening for us. And yes, there are going to be some hardships. There are going to be some rebirths, some destruction processes that we need to grow through as humanity. And that's okay, because for us to get into these higher vibrations, for us to eventually have peace on earth, right? To be in this space where we can not only bring peace to earth realm, but be the peaceful space for the galactic energies as well. Like this is we're the peacekeeping space, so I've heard. To get to that space, right, we need to let go of everything that we've been taught to believe. We need to let go of, and when I say that, everything we've been taught, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Everything we've been taught, we need to let go of. And the thing is, and I've asked Spirit this over and over, like, are you serious? Everything we've been taught, but I've had some great teachers, right? Like I have some awesome spiritual teachers that have taught me things, and they said, yes, the difference is when they teach you, you then take that into your subconscious and you sit with it. And if in your heart it resonates, then you can hold on to it. And there may be things that I say even that may not resonate for you, because we're all in these different frequencies. And there are definitely things that I would have said 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago that are completely different than the vibration I'm in today. So, take what's for you, leave the rest, and happy rising. It feels so good to be in this space. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the cards, so you can go ahead and choose a card. We have pile number 1 is coming with the green Flourite sphere. Pile number 2, we got this wonderful copper sphere. Pile number 3, we have this garden quartz. Thank you, Spirit. Garden quartz. Man, the lights in here are just not doing justice to these crystals tonight. And then we have the citrine sphere. Citrine sphere. And they wanted me to point out the dragonflies that they are with as well. So 3 little dragonflies with the citrine sphere. Alrighty, go ahead and choose your pile. We are going to start tonight with the garden quartz. Thank you. I keep wanting to say garden sphere. The garden quartz, pile number 3. If you've chose any of the other cards, check the man, I can't even speak right now. Check the timestamp. Check the description for the timestamps. Wow. Thank you for those of you that stuck with me through that. And for those of you that chose the garden quartz, stick around. I'll start with that one. Alrighty, aloha to those of you who chose the garden quartz. Let's see, I don't know if I can change. I'm going to shift the lighting a little bit and see if it changes where you can. I would love for you to see the codes in this crystal because they are incredible. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yeah, garden quartz is new to me. It's very light and playful. I feel like fairy-like energy. So the elementals, especially like forest elements, is what I'm feeling coming through with this one. All right, still playing with the lighting there. I don't know if that's gonna make it better or worse, but we'll just leave it at that. And there's these like, I don't think you can see this here, but there's these really beautiful like light pink and purple hues in here. and mixed with like the green and the white quartz. It's just such a stunning piece, and so many codes that are coming through. They want me to go ahead and channel some of these, so I'm going to go ahead and open up. Okay, that was interesting. I've never channeled like that before. That was fun. So, fun. I'm feeling like some tribal type energy. Let's go ahead and get into your pile and see what's coming through for you for this alignment that's happening. Alrighty, you are the universe. You are the universe. Breathe that in. Take a nice deep breath in. You are the universe. Yes. So everything, this is a message for those of you who feel like you have been growing through something, like times have been tough. It feels like it's been one lesson after another. It's like as soon as you get out of one lesson, you come up for air and you go back in, and there's a whole nother lesson there waiting for you. And they're saying this is that you're creating this. So can you go deeper with us there, Spirit? What is it that they're creating that they can... Okay, they're saying like you're looking, they're pointing out these figures that are like looking and pointing out towards this like this castle type energy, or I don't know, I can't come up with a word right now. I will connect with you telepathically. We'll see if you get it that way. And they're saying like you're not outside of it. So stop seeing yourself in this space and start seeing yourself in this space. You see this angel up here? It's like shining the light down and creating all of this. So become one with the creator. What this also tells me too is that you may have lost touch with the higher power. Like maybe you've been questioning it lately, you know, like how could you do this to me? You know, I trusted in you. I feel like there's been some like hardships. So you've really been growing through a whole lot, and it just feels like I'm feeling a lot of weight on my shoulders. Like you are carrying so much. So they're saying it's not yours to carry. That I'm hearing let go and let God. Let go and let God. Right? Let go. As I'm saying that, I'm feeling it like free up in my shoulders. So maybe even for you, it'd be good to just tap along your collarbone. Do some tapping. And so I'm just taking my fingers lightly and tapping from my collarbone, like out to my shoulders. And as you're tapping, say to yourself, I am one with the universe. I am one with the universe. I let go and let God. I let go and let God. I'm feeling so much of that, like you've lost trust, or you're in the process of losing it. It's like you're in this in-between space where you're just so tired of waiting for something to shift, and every time you feel like you get on your feet, you get knocked back down. And what they're telling me is this is all happening divinely. It's all happening for you. So let's get into some more of these cards and see where it takes us. See if it explains a little bit more. Adorn the temple. All right, so 27, it adds up to a 9. They're pointing out that number first thing. So it tells me that you're at the end of a cycle, like near end. And near end of a cycle usually brings a lot of lessons, because Spirit wants to make sure, and when I say Spirit, I mean like your highest self, your team, your angels, guides, passed on loved ones that are with you. It could be a variety. They're wanting to make sure that you're ready for that next level, right? So what they want to do is prepare you, and by prepare, I mean there are going to be what feel like tests. There are going to be things that happen to you to see how you respond, if you react, if you know, they're gonna just it's like I had a client recently that said, you know, I've been waiting for this, and it was taking too long, so I did this instead. And while I'm doing this instead, I get the call that this is available for me, and I have to turn it down because I'm already doing this, right? So it's like it's that test, you know. Had my client just continued to have patience and wait and not need to be in control and be in the know and jump into the next thing, what they were waiting for would have actually came into fruition, and it came in divine timing. It came exactly as it would have been. And the lesson that my client learned, and they expressed this to me, was, wow, if I would have just listened and waited and been patient and let it come, I would have exactly what I wanted right now, as opposed to me trying to replace it with something else that wasn't as great because I was just tired of waiting. Guys, I know what it's like to wait. Believe me, the patience game. Whew, wow. Let me tell you, I have been waiting for a very long time, it feels like, for what is coming in for me. And some of you know what that is. And there are times where I feel like, man, this isn't happening. I can't wait anymore. Like, this is driving me crazy. And every time it's like surrender. Like, notice she's on her knees. She's in that surrender. Her eyes are closed. Her third eye is pointed up towards the divine. And it's this, they're showing me this cleansing too, this cleansing of the body. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That's what's happening. And that's what's taking so long, is you have remnants of lower vibrational energies that are still in the body, right? Remnants. It doesn't mean that you're in those vibrations. You've passed them. These are things from your past, but they're still there. So there's still some cleansing that needs to happen. They're pointing out this smoke that's coming up. It's like sage, right? Like, where it's coming in and cleansing those old vibrations. And you're getting the downloads. You're getting, you're having these higher, super high vibrational moments, and it feels really good. But then it also just feels like you're waiting, and they're just saying surrender, right? Every time I've felt into that energy where I feel like, oh, this is taking too long, I can't do this anymore, I'm going crazy, it has literally brought me to my knees, into that point of surrender. And I'll tell you, that's what's shifted me and helped me every time. All right, so let's see here. We got a little activation that wanted to come through. So this is the high heart activation. Letting go of those shields, anything that's shielding your heart, that's taking up space there, and then opening up for a much higher divine love. So let's see if we can do just a little, they want me to do just a little coding here. Wow. Yes, the high heart. That's where some of the blockages are coming in for you. You've worked on opening up your heart, but there's like the high heart is really what connects the higher and the lower dimensions. It's the balance in the center, right? So you have the higher chakras, you have the lower ones, and then you have this little, it's like a little safe, they're showing me, like this safe space in the high heart. And that is the, when you build wall up around your heart, or you close yourself off, or your heart becomes what some would say is cold, because you've been hurt so much, because you've grown through so much, or because you've just experienced a lot of grief in your life. The high heart is where it's like a steel lock, and it's like, nope, not connecting here. Like, it's not going to happen. So do some high heart activations. If you want to go back and listen to the one that I just did for you, it'll definitely help. What I did is just loosened up some of that space in the high heart to allow you to expand and open up through it. So tap into that. That's definitely going to help with this process of getting you where you need to be. All right. And then they said, show the picture first. All right. Beautiful picture. Very earthy type energy. I'm not getting any codes off the front. Okay. They're showing me like this. I don't know if you could see it here in her face. It looks like a little like path, like walkway, almost like sand or water or something that's like paving the momentum through. So what they're telling me is like, you're actually still letting go of a lot in your mind, letting go of a lot of things that you've created to protect yourself, a lot of barriers that you've created to protect yourself over time. So having experienced a lot of grief, or having experienced loss, or heartbreak, or things that just made you kind of shut down emotionally, your mind has built up these layers of protection to take care of self. And those layers of protection now are what needs to be set free. They're showing me like her hair, it's like the wind is blowing through her hair. And if you were anywhere near San Diego recently, it's been quite windy. I'm not too sure about the rest of the country or elsewhere, but you know, when I feel like those big gusts of wind, it is definitely, like my guides have told me, it is the wind of change. There's change coming. So when you feel like, if you've experienced that where it gets really windy, actually go out in it and give yourself to the elements. Like, this is such a powerful tool to actually just stand out in the rain or the snow or the wind or whatever the element is, and just ask Mama Gaia to take away anything that doesn't resonate anymore. It's such a profound and powerful experience. Give it a try. All right, from there we have inspiration. All right, so once you're able to tap into this high heart, like, okay, so surrender, tap into your high heart, allow like things to flow out. Once you get into that space, it's such a heart opening. They're saying this is already you. Your heart is already open. You're in this. This is why it's been so hard to get through, because you feel very open and vibrant and in the flow, like everything is blossoming, and it's like you're feeling all of these higher vibrational feelings. You're feeling that shift already. However, your body hasn't been able to integrate it. So you've been able to energetically, emotionally feel these higher vibrations. However, your body is still holding on to some of those densities, and that's why it hasn't fully come into fruition for you yet. That's why you're still in that waiting game, in that process of waiting. All right, and then we have discernment. And the numbers are rising. So we had 9, we have 10 here, and now we have 12 here. These are all numbers of completion, of ending cycles. And what you're learning through this process of patience and of letting go and of opening your heart again completely and allowing new love, specifically new love, to come in, whether that's love for the work that you do, love for the people around you, a new loving relationship. It's what's being cleansed, what's being purged from your body is the energy of not being able to discern. So not having the best judgment in specific situations. Perhaps you're someone who, meets people and you feel their heart and you feel they have a good heart. However, we cannot feel people's minds. And if they are trapped in their mind space, they can have a great heart and they can still be in working through some density and low level vibrations. And so maybe you're someone who opens up quickly to people and it jumps into things or makes things happen fast or makes new friends. And then after you become friends with that, with that person, you see a different side of them, or you get into a new relationship and everything feels fantastic. And, 3 weeks or a month in, it's like a complete opposite, something like night and day they're showing me. So this is what you're purging, this energy of not being able to fully see people where they're at. That's very specific. They're saying not being able to see people where they're at. So where they're at, right? Like if they have a good heart, great. But if they have a good heart and they never do any shadow work, or they don't want to grow, or they're just in a low vibrational space that they choose to numb out or do things that lower their vibration as opposed to raising their vibration, because that's what we're doing as a collective, right? Then they're probably not for you. And that's what this is teaching you, so that when you meet people, you can not only tap into their heart and feel, yeah, this person has a great heart, but you can take things slow and listen and feel where they're at energetically, mindfully, what their plan is, and be completely yourself with them, where you don't feel like you need to hide any of you. You don't feel like you need to put on a front or make them believe you're something you're not. You can actually be completely yourself and feel really good in that. Right, we have the angels and ancestors coming through with the Traveler, and they're telling you to move in a new direction. Yeah, so the thing that you're changing there, and the spirit's telling me, like, it's because you've you've wanted to be so logical about having control of the next moment. Well, I'm going to do this, and then after I do this, I'll be able to do that, and then I'll be able to do that, and this is how it's going to line up for me. And they're saying you need to shift directions and allow, right? Like waves, they ebb and they flow, they come and they go. There's this beautiful dance that happens, and that's really all of the elements, right? When wind doesn't just blow in one direction, it blows in another direction. The elements keep coming up for you also. I feel like you are very connected to the elementals, much like myself. So getting out into nature, or even just listening to nature's sounds, is going to be very, very good for you. Will definitely help through this shift, but you've got to shift directions, because the direction of having to have everything in order and knowing exactly what's going to happen next is not working for you. They want you to ebb, your guides, they want you to ebb and flow. They want you to go with the waves and understand that sometimes things are going to come and go, and you're going to go in and out of these spaces. And as you do so, you're going to grow into higher dimensions. So shift your direction, shift your thought space of needing to know everything to, you know what, I'm just going to allow what needs to happen to happen. All right. And then we have the crochet, I think. I don't know. Forgive me if I pronounced that incorrectly. Beautiful, beautiful, vibrant red crystal. Wow. It looks like, to me, it looks like scolecite, but red. So it's very like prickly and delicate. And the energy of sexuality, of coming into your own, of knowing like who you are. So the really, the base of creation for humans is through the sacral space, through the portal, the mother portal, right? And so you've got to tap into that sacral space and balance it out if you want to be able to create the life that you're that you are investing in for yourself, what you want for yourself, what you're, and I don't mean investing like financially, perhaps you are, but I mean investing energetically, right? What are you putting your energy towards? And to do that, come back into, ground yourself back into your lower dimensional chakras, right? The root chakra is safety and security. The sacral is creation, emotions. Definitely some buildup in the emotional space. That's what they're wanting you to surrender to and let go of. That's what's still in the body. So move through that. I'm getting that like hip circles, or even like any kind of abdominal exercises, or like dancing where you're moving your hips or your abdomen, like is going to help loosen up that space and really just get you into a new flow. They keep saying flow, like dance and flow and move. And okay, let's see what we have. The last 3 cards here are from my pocket oracles: Beyond Lemuria, Kali, and Isis. And I'm just gonna go ahead and read what's on the back of the Kali card first, they're telling me. So let's see, this is the Kali. All right. And it's Shodashi. I don't think you can see this, so I'm just going to read it for you. It says, Shodashi cleanses the soul from past hurts. Her presence indicates recovery and a reclaiming of dignity after experiences of being judged, betrayed, or criticized. If your innate being has been put down in any way, or if there has been bullying or nastiness directed towards you, Shodashi brings healing and renewal so you can rise above and lay claim to your innate beauty and worth. Adorn your temple, right? Taking care of self, loving self, filling into that high heart. This is Beyond Lemuria. I love this card. I've pulled it before. It is a very galactic, earthy type energy. And it's saying, furred and feathered friends. Animals are intuitive, sacred beings and the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions. They are some of the most loving companions and have much to teach us. Yet the treatment of some species is appalling. As our empathy expands, we see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal to our own. We may be inspired to align our actions with compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and to her inhabitants. This card also signifies energetic bonds. You may have a greater awareness of the wisdom of animals you encounter and their meaning for you. Yeah, those of you that chose this pile, you have a connection with earth elements, with elementals. You may have connected with the fairy realm or the gnome realm. Birds, especially birds, animals definitely, but more so birds. They're telling me like flying creatures. So that's not just birds. Like they're telling me like sugar babies. I guess are considered flying creatures. Flying fox. There are so many different flying creatures. Okay, and does creatures include insects? Yes. Okay, so anything that flies, connect with them. There are messages for you. Actually, the other day I was sitting in the park. Actually, I wasn't sitting in the park. I was sitting in my car at the park, and I had planned to just get out and ground and be there. And I don't know what happened, but I got a message, and then I started scrolling on my phone, and I was scrolling through YouTube shorts, and this blue bird flew up to my car and caught my attention. And I stopped and I put my phone down and I said, "Do you have a message for me?" And the bluebird said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, what is the message?" And they said, "Get off of your phone." And so I was like, okay, noted. So I put my phone down and I just stayed in my car and I was just watching the birds play, and more of them came. And I asked like if they would come and connect with me personally. And they were like, "Well, you've got to get out of the car for that to happen." So you guys, these are some of the superpowers that are coming online. If those of you that chose this pile have that same energy, you can connect with flying creatures. Start talking to them. Start asking them for the messages, because your guides are wanting to communicate to you through that space, which is a really powerful space, because they can come to you at any time. They can come to you in the dream realm. They can come to you when you're just out driving your car. So be open. Like something could fly into your home, whether it's like a fly or a moth or whatever it may be. Start connecting with them, because you have this power to connect. Let's see what Isis wants to say. Wow. Okay. I don't think I can get it to focus any more than that. So, Goddess of 10,000 names. If you have felt constrained by a role, name, or identity and are wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already with you, urging your growth from within. Yeah, you are the universe. You are the creator. All of this energy wants to shift through you, but you've got to trust in a higher power. Surrender to a higher power. When you're surrendering to a higher power, to the creator, to the divine, you really are surrendering to self, because we are one. When we come back into unity, into wholeness, we are one with the creator. So you are not surrendering to something outside of yourself. You are surrendering to that which is within. And when you get into that space, I'm telling you, it is such a powerful place to be, and your life will start to shift rapidly. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you stayed till the end, leave a red heart in the description. My apologies, in the comments. If you don't, leave a comment, just so that I know you made it all the way through and it resonated for you. I love doing these portal readings. They're so much fun. So join me next time, and happy portal planet alignment. Aloha to those of you who chose card number 2, the copper sphere. Just so you know, I did have to separate the videos. I knew this was going to be a long video. It's probably going to be around 4.5 to 5 hours. These readings are long. However, they're definitely worth it. They're bringing through lots of codes to help you through this portal that's coming up, this alignment that's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it for those of you that chose the copper. All right, so we have the copper. And copper is very grounding. They're telling me like this energy that's coming through for you through this portal feels very connected to Mother Earth, like really one with the land, and being able to fully ground your energy. Like I went from doing the first card reading, which was card number 3, to this reading second, and I feel like I just like hit the ground, like and I'm hearing like hit the ground running. Like there's a lot of momentum for you moving forward. So the way that you're going to push, like the way that you're going to move through this momentum that's coming at you is by actually moving with it, flowing with it. Like it's like a rush of water. If you try to go against it, I mean, you can go against it. It's not going to be very fun. It's like rapids. That's what they're showing me, like rapid water that's coming towards you. And they're saying, just go with it. Like this movement is fast. It's fun. It feels more playful than aggressive. I don't feel like there's like any harsh lessons coming through this, but it feels like a very focused, dedicated energy. So whatever you're working on, this is a great time to take action forward and really get into the things that you want to create from it. So let's go ahead and flip this first card and see what comes through. All right, we have Soul Tree. Wow, so many codes coming through that first card. All right, so they're showing me this you're in this space where you're trusting your light. Like you've gone through some trials, you've surrendered, you're in a space where you're ready to grow and shift into that next high vibration. And this is you. They're telling me this outline, this light, this is you. This is your light body. So your crystalline light body is coming online. Now you may be experiencing some physical pains from this. Personally, for self, I was having some pains in my forearm and even in my fingers the other day. And I asked Spirit what they were, and they just said your light body is activating. The crystalline light body is activating. So you may be feeling some growing pains. Just go with it. It's not anything that's too harsh that you shouldn't, that you can't handle, they're telling me. However, you do need to allow yourself to rest. Rest is going to be very important for those of you that chose this card, because you're vibrating at a much higher frequency. So you're going to be able to get a lot done faster, but the in-between time needs to really be downtime. It needs to be rest, not trying to do anything in between. So let's say your focus right now is building your business. So really allow yourself to rest, decompress, a lot of like deep rest, whether that's, when you go into sleep at night. I don't like to call it sleep, I call it deep rest. Or if it's, using meditation so that you can go deep into a theta space and get that deep rest for your body. And then go, like when you're up, it's go time. It's move, make things happen, get things done. But it feels also like very playful and light, and it doesn't feel like it's something that like you're being forced to do. It just feels really good. Okay, let's see what this card is. Collaborate. Wow. All right, so collaboration. Yes, that is a big part of raising our vibration in this journey, is coming into a space where we can collaborate and co-create with others, not just with Spirit. I mean, they're showing me like there is a connection, a co-creation with Spirit here, with the light coming down, but then it's splitting into these three women that are taking things to new heights, right? So look around you, because there are opportunities that are coming up for you to collaborate, and the Spirit, your guides, don't want you to miss them or pass them up. They really want you to go with the flow. And when something comes in, an opportunity knocks, take it, go with it. Also, they're showing me collaboration, not just with one person. They're saying 3 or more. So, yourself and 2 other people, or anything more than that, like community type collaboration. This feels big. It does not feel like, you get together with a friend and you create something. It feels like community based. So, a team of people coming together for a higher purpose. All right, and then these 2 wanted to come out together. They want me to show them. This is Memories of Atlantis and Chamber of the Violet Flame. And this is rapid acceleration that's happening for you. So as you accelerate, you may have some, okay, they're telling you may have some technology issues. No, it's because your vibration is just moving a lot faster than the basic technology of these days, right? I just spoke about this the other day. I can't remember what platform, but I talked about, the ancient technology was so much more advanced than the technology of today. And we'll eventually get back to that space, right? Like, however, in the meantime, there may be some glitches that happen because the transformation is happening so fast. So be patient. Know that it's not you. Don't talk down to yourself. When something happens in or around technology, just know it's because your progression is happening so quickly that everything else, like the timelines, are trying to catch up. So just go with it. You can call in the violet flame to transform through any of those energies. So if you do feel like you're moving through something and it becomes too much, like I'm not feeling density, I'm just feeling like growing pains. So if you're feeling through some growing pains and you have some random thoughts that are coming up that just aren't in alignment with you anymore, call in the violet flame. All you have to do to call in the violet flame is ask for either Saint Germain or Archangel Zadkiel to come in and bring the violet flame in to cleanse and clear your space, your aura, anything that's affecting your vibration, and that will definitely help. You can always look online for stuff to use as well. There are a lot of things out there that you can connect to, a lot of great healers out there that you can connect to that work with the violet flame. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, they wanted me to pause so you can take a look at that. All right, and playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. Yes, this energy, like this collaboration and community type energy that's coming in, it's playful. It's very action forward and focused, but it feels like there's some like comedy, some banter, some playful lightheartedness, not being too serious with each other or with yourself, and really just going with the flow. It feels really, really good, you guys. All right, and then we have consistency. That is the gift that is coming in for you with this portal. Something that they're telling me you may not have been too great at in the past, but that's shifting. You are coming into a space where you're opening up, being more consistent with what you're doing, with what you're creating. So not just like having these wonderful thoughts and ideas and then stepping back and never actually putting them into action. You're doing it no matter what it is. Like you're just constantly in the momentum of creation and moving things forward. So it feels really good. Again, consistency is the gift that's coming through for you. And it's because of your resilience. It's because of everything that you've been through and how you are finally able to embrace change in your life. So those of you that chose this card, you may have experienced some either one or the other, either like really rapid change in the past where everything was happening so fast it just felt chaotic and you felt unsafe, or never changing anything, really digging your feet in and being really stubborn and staying your ground because you didn't want to change. And that's what you've been working through for the past year or so. They're telling me a little bit longer than a year. And it's because of your resilience and getting through it that this gift of consistency is coming through for you. So applaud yourself, because the gift of consistency is magical to be able to get into a flow of being consistent and creating. All right, and then we have the Medicine Mother, and it says honor your inner knowing. And they're just showing me this connection here between all three eyes, right? Not just your seeing eyes in the physical realm, but your third eye. They're connecting through the third eye space. And that's where you're coming into this space of not having to physically see something with your eyes to know and believe and trust in it. But really feeling into it and understanding what it feels like so that you can rise and progress from there. It just feels very action forward, you guys. It feels like it's time for you to get things moving. Ideas are coming into play. It's fun to collaborate and work with a team. Teams really help you keep on track, move forward. They hold you accountable. There's so many good things that come out of team play and collaboration. I feel like that's why they're wanting you to be in this creation energy with multiple people, not just with self or not just with one other person, but three or more for sure. And then we have the Boji stones. The stones do want to send a message. So let's see if I can focus. There we go. Ufunana kititiana tatashtikata dominantity, sikitiana tatashtiana, tafatutumana katiti, shikitiana natatumanatiane, yerekitisi tigafatumana kash, takatumana tikitiana tikisiana, nanafatumana koshun, tutumanana, tigiana, tikiriana, natutumanania, yadapatikana, shikitiana, nafatumana tutunana. Okay, they're telling me that sometimes for things to balance, it takes opposite energies to balance something out. It doesn't have to, you don't have to be the same. So perhaps the people that you're coming into collaboration with are very different from you. Not something that you would typically collaborate, not the kind of people that you would typically collaborate with. However, there is this beautiful balance that happens in bringing all these different energies together, right? And so they're saying just go with the flow, and as long as you're still in that flow space and letting it be, it's going to feel really magical, and you're going to get so much done. Like, this is shifting a whole lot for you guys. All right, and then we have 3 pocket oracles that wanted to come through from Beyond Lemuria, Kali, and Isis. We'll start with Kali since she's very vibrant there with her energy. All right, let's see what she has to say. Yuga Shakti. Ooh, I like Shakti energy. It says, we may yearn for circumstances to unfold according to our personal preferences, yet to trust in divine timing alleviates stress and fosters a more peaceful relationship with the universe. Even the right thing cannot attain fruition at the wrong time. A negative cycle is due to end, and a new dawn shall rise. Yeah, so you may have been waiting for things to shift, and they're just saying, like, you're coming into this space where it's just, you're in flow. You're coming into flow. It feels really good, you guys. Let's go with Isis next. And you see how she's just opening her arms there and allowing that light to come in and shine through her. And it says magical and ritual. The effect in the external world can be created through inner practice. Heart-centered ritual can support your inner path in the physical world. You are encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice as you grow in grace, love, ability, and wisdom, applying your inner beauty to transform your outer world. Yeah. So, you're coming into these collaborations and you have this forward movement, and to keep on track, to keep in that space where you're flowing, the key is keeping your heart open to flow. Because when your heart is open and you're aligned and balanced, there's no getting into the mind space and overthinking things. You just allow things to flow. So if you feel at any time, after this portal, that you're getting back into your mind space, just remember to tap back into your heart. Maybe do some rituals around your heart. Even if it's just every day, just taking time to slow down and put your hand on your heart and feel it beating. Right? Or quiet your mind, be in silence and feel your pulse. Our bodies do so much for us that, I feel like a lot of us take for granted because we're not seeing it all the time, right? Like, it's like, it's like with the pregnancy and feeling things happening. If you don't feel anything happening and you're just tired all the time, you're like, oh man, I'm telling you from my own personal journey, like, I don't want to be tired anymore. And then I have to remember, like, oh yeah, I'm growing babies. That's what's happening in my body. My body is working in overdrive. So tap in. And okay, they're saying this too. I can't remember where this came up recently. I think it was in maybe the message that I did beforehand. But tap into your body throughout this experience, right? If you start to get off and you start to get into your head, bring it back into the heart. Slow down, bring yourself into silence, feel your heart beating, take some slow, deep breaths, and just feel into self. When my husband gets into the energy of go, 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 and he's got to get things done, and he's working really hard and pushing himself to meet his expectations, I remind him to turn everything off for a moment. Just shut down, close the eyes, breathe, and feel where you're at. And then let that be your guide to what is to happen next. All right, the last thing we have here is the Beyond Lemuria deck. And this is giving like definitely something in the throat, because I just started feeling a whole lot in my throat space. But it is Uh, Also, the energy of the soul star chakra. So the chakra that sits right above your crown, about I believe like 2 feet above your crown, that opens you up to higher dimensional galactic type energies. So I'm gonna go ahead and read what is coming through for this one. All right, this one says high heart chakra. Ecstatic bliss. This card taps into the blissful oneness we feel as we drop our edges and protective containers. This is the place where we feel held and seen, enough to flow into oneness, where the eternal part of me meets the eternal part of you. This is the selfless state where our higher selves commune for illuminating perspective on how we share, gift, and lift others in our joyful overflow. Consider your life purpose by exploring what allows you to give in joy. Oh, I love that. And you know, I just talked about in the last card, the first card that I did with this reading, I talked about I believe it was then, man, when I channel, I can't keep track of where it comes from, but I talked about the high heart being the thing that unlocks you, unlocks the, oh, man, okay, let me bring it back. It was channeled, so that's why I'm having a hard time. My apologies. The high heart is what balances the higher chakras with the lower chakras. And so when you have that high heart blocked off, you have this disconnect from the higher and lower chakras. And they're saying you're coming, like you're in this space. This portal is bringing you into this space where it's open. You're open. It's flowing. Everything is moving through there. It feels really good. And now it's time to just create with joy. What brings you joy? What brings you, what's going to bring you the things that you want that is not going to tie you down or make you feel like, or drain your energy, right? What just feels good. What feels good is going to flow for you, and it's going to bring you so much abundance. I feel that with this group. Sending you all so much love. If you made it to the end of this reading, leave a purple heart or a comment in the comment section so that I know you made it through and it resonated. And I love doing these readings. I look forward to doing the next one for you all. Take care. Aloha to those of you who chose pile number 1, the green Flourite sphere. Yes. It feels very grounded. Lots of grounding energy coming through with this portal. Okay, they're telling me go ahead and get right into it. There's a lot that needs to come through, so I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I can for y'all, so it's not too long. All right, inner voice. Inner voice. You are having some throat chakra clearing, so you may be actually experiencing some sore throat, scratchiness. You may be going through a purification. Your voice may actually be changing. I feel like as I'm saying this, my voice is changing. So weird. Your voice may be changing, and you're stepping into a higher version of self, and that higher version is not going to sound like the old self. Now, sound means they're telling me literally, like, your voice may actually change where you speak in a different octane, or also like figuratively where what you're saying is different. It's coming off different. People are feeling a different frequency from the things that you say, and they're seeing you in a whole new light, in a different perspective. So really finding your voice, that's why the purification is happening for you all. So you're probably, like I said, experiencing some of that. Even just some like build up in the throat. Man, this all came on with this pile, so thank y'all. No, I appreciate my gifts and what comes through. So toning is going to be really, really good for you, or chanting. Put on some or even just music, like singing loudly music that resonates for you, but really using your voice and like they're specifically saying projecting your voice. Like project your voice, let it be heard. Even if it's like, if you're singing in the shower, hopefully the person in the next room, if there is a person in the next room, can hear you. You want to be that loud, like really project your voice. That's what's going to move through this purification a little bit quicker for you and get you into a space where you feel like you can actually speak your truth and be free of judgment and any type of ridicule that may have come from your past. All right, then we have number 9, offer. Okay. So lots of purple energy coming through with these cards. Purple and indigo, like the third eye and crown chakras. And they're saying they're wanting you specifically. Okay, you're waiting on something. There's something that's coming through for you with this portal. Something that you're ready to receive, but in order to receive it, there needs to be a balancing, an offering that's going out. So perhaps, it could be anything from an offering to your guides, angels, passed on loved ones that have helped you on this journey. It could be an offering to your past self for, freeing yourself from the energies or the experiences that you've grown through. It could be an offering to the divine for your surrender and trust in what is taking place for you and what's shifting for you. It could be an offering to to the night sky, to this planetary alignment specifically that's happening. So give love out to get love back, right? Like we're shifting into this polarity energy. And so what your guides want is for you to learn how to shift out of duality, all the good and a little bit of bad, or all the bad and a little bit of good, to what I put out, I get back. And so really cultivating that. And they're reminding me, I did, years ago in my yoga teacher training, we had this exercise where we were given like $1 and we were told to use it like in the best way. And it was giving back to a community. Like when we get money that's genuine and honest and loving, right? So like people who are using money for a higher vibration, then we get that money back. Now this taught me a big lesson at the time because I was still drinking and I was giving a lot of my money to liquor stores, or to bars or whatever it may be at the time. And that money that I was giving was cycling in these lower vibrational energies. And not to say anything bad about those energies, there's nothing good or bad. However, as it cycled through those energies, that was the energy that I was getting back. So I started to become more conscious and aware of where I was spending my money and how. And because of that, money started to come back to me in a much higher vibration, and it didn't go as quickly as it had in the past. So that's really a part of my journey, how I got into the flow. And that's what they're wanting you to recognize on your journey is you give, my apologies, you get what you give. You get what you give. Take that in. You get what you give. So consciously ask yourself, what am I giving out? What type of energy am I giving when I'm standing in line at a grocery store? What type of energy am I giving when I'm driving my car through traffic? What type of energy am I giving when I'm around community of people? What kind of energy am I giving when I'm in a workspace, when I'm with family, when I'm with friends? What type of energy am I putting out? And use that in every aspect of your life. Like I said, for myself, it was with money, and it was a big lesson for me in where I was giving my money and how that money was coming back to me. So play with that, with the offering, and feel what resonates and what works for you. All right, these two wanted to come out together. So we have the Temple of Truth with the Emerald Tablet activation. So the Temple of Truth, no surprise there, throat chakra clearing. It is rising into authenticity and self-expression. Again, a lot of indigo and purple coloring. And then the Emerald Tablet is consciously creating, and creating something that is not just going to affect creating not for monetary gain is specifically what they're saying to me. The money's going to come, y'all. When you create from the heart and you create as an act of service for others, the money will come back to you. Whatever, like again, what I said, whatever you put out, you get back. So not creating for the sole purpose of having financial gain or profit, but creating from a much higher frequency, a cosmic order where you're consciously creating something that's going to be far more beneficial to Earth realm and its inhabitants. So that could mean anything. It could mean creating something that's going to help Mother Gaia. It could mean creating something that's going to help the animals. It could mean creating like a crystal store where these crystals are going to go out and spread their love and their joy in homes. There's so many different things that come through for that, but really being in this space where you can consciously create. Again, the throat. So I'm going to do a little channeling here. Okay, they're telling me I'm going to weave these energies. They're showing me like this pattern of them like weaving together. So I'm just going to go with the flow and do this little activation that wants to come through. Anis kataraftu putukushuno manaktikina yaratikana yana. Isdikanana tikanana futukna manakashkitiki tikina natika futu ushtukumananatikina yana tikina futuk manak tikina tushkuna manaktikina yana. Just breathe that in. Yeah. Seeking in these codes to help shift through this space of purifying the throat chakra and rising into your authenticity, to your true self, being able to speak and not worry about what people are not worrying about people in general. They're telling me like you don't have to worry. All right, let's see what else we got here. Beautiful heart, dragon type energy. Let's go ahead and read what it says. It says, it's important right now to take a step back and spend time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. Yeah. So again, the purification, the throat purification is probably grounding you through that, bringing you back to spending some time alone. The music actually shifted to a grounding frequency as well during your reading. So really just connecting with self, going deep and understanding. They're telling me understanding alone time. Can you go deeper into that, Spirit? I feel like that's really vague. The power of being in your own energy, the power of being alone and not needing anything outside of yourself, which is really interesting because the last pile was all about collaboration and community and coming into like just communities of people. And this one is saying like, take a step back, take care of self, go into your heart space. Like they're even showing me in this emerald tablet, this like green like snake-like energy that's coming up, and they're telling me it's like this kundalini rising energy that's happening within you. A lot is shifting in your body, in your physical, and you've got to allow yourself time to rest to get through this. That's the only way you're going to be able to process through these energies is rest. If you try to push through this, it's going to like literally put you on your bottom. I was gonna say another word, you know what I mean, but it's gonna ground you whether you like it or not. So they're just saying like allow yourself to fully pull back and rest, because if you don't allow it, it's gonna happen for you. All right, and then we have peace, harmony, and balance. So it's all coming. Like this shift for you is going to bring you to a higher a higher vibration, a higher okay, they're saying not vibration, like a pinpoint, they're telling me, in your evolution. A pinpoint in your evolution. Okay, so what I feel like that means is like a life-changing experience for you. You've got to grow through this part of speaking your truth, activating your voice, and allowing yourself to co-create. And you know, every time that I've been able to really co-create with spirit, with a consciously create from a higher power, it's always been in alone time. Like I literally, when I want to create, even when I want to do these readings, I ask my husband to leave, not just go in another room, but to actually leave so I can be alone, completely alone in my energy, so I can channel and open myself up to these frequencies. And I feel like that's what's happening for you. It's getting you into that alone space where you can tap into what the next move is and how to progress forward. All right, and then we have attunement. And my voice, I feel like, is really changing through this. All right, so finding alignment. Yeah, it's, again, this attuning the throat. Man, so much throat stuff is coming through, you guys. Let me see if I can just clear. All right, they're telling me some fire breath would be really good for you. So taking a deep breath in through your nose and then aggressively letting that breath out through your mouth like this. Really, like, you want to hear that like humming on the vibrations on the back of your throat. That's going to help you move through this. And then they're telling me heat. So whether, I don't know, like I'm seeing like a turtleneck or a scarf, like wrapping your neck, really taking care of your throat, putting it even like, I don't know, like heat from like a steam room or a sauna. No, they're saying more steam room type energy. So from a steam, but wrapping your, like keeping your neck warm, they're saying specifically, is going to help move through this purification. That was interesting. Okay, and then we have Lady Gaia and enjoy growth and reap the rewards. So yeah, with all of this, like being alone, being in your own space, going through this purification, activating your voice, stepping into your authenticity, consciously creating with spirit is going to bring the rewards. It's going to bring what you've been seeking. They're saying what you've been seeking is seeking you. It's ready for you, and this is what you've got to get through in this portal to be able to shift through it. All right, we have a crystal coming through for you. So Libyan gold tektite from manifestation. Yeah, again, like the co-creating with spirit, co-creating with the divine, with your highest self, with a higher consciousness, and listening. They're telling me, listen. You have the power to connect. You actually connect quite easily, and you get downloads, but you don't trust them yet. You're not quite sure if it's your mind or if it's your heart. And you're doing better at trusting. They're even highlighting, like even in this picture, like her throat is being highlighted there with this like gold vibrancy that's coming through. But you've the biggest thing I'm getting from this pile is you've got to allow yourself time to rest and be alone and grow through these like not necessarily growing pains, but it's almost like the energy I'm getting is like, you know, when boys hit puberty and their voice starts to really change, and like how frustrating, I'm sure I've experienced this in a past life, but how frustrating could it be from like going from like a really high pitched voice to a low pitched voice, and it's like going up and down as you speak. And that's where this energy is. Like they're saying, if you try to push through this, it may get to the point where you have absolutely no voice at all and you can't even talk. So be mindful of that. Do not push through this. Really allow yourself to rest. And then we have the 3 pocket oracles that wanted to come through. Tonight we're going to start with Isis. So we have this beautiful picture here. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. It says, divine sisterhood, letting the divine feminine flourish. My apologies. Letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships is very wise. There are many souls with whom have spiritual contracts decided upon before you were born who wish to help you and whom you can help. Also, as you grow together in peace and light and wisdom. Yeah. So this is getting you. Oh, no. They're saying specifically those of you that chose this pile have sisters or feminine bonds, like let's just say feminine bonds that you can reach out to, that will be there for you, that will connect with you even in this alone time. Alone, you guys, doesn't mean like completely alone and not having any outside help whatsoever. It just means that you're not opening yourself up to a lot of outside energies. It's being in your space, allowing yourself time to rest, and then having, like a few guides or a few people, loved ones that you can reach out to that can help connect and process through this purification for you if needed. All right, then want Beyond Lemuria next. Wow, that's a beautiful card. So much angelic energy coming through this one. I feel like there's gifts. That's what they're telling me. Gifts. There are gifts coming online. Thank you. Okay, let's see what it has to say. Air, paradigm shift. This is a time of tremendous change, and the speed of our evolution is increasing exponentially. We can build energetic sovereignty, inspire others, connect dots, and receive and share the knowledge and tools needed for transformation. As we wake up, we can't help but awaken those around us. It may start with an inquiry on what is fresh, new, and long awaited. An expensive being, an expensive being holds a tiny heart-shaped seedling. Expansive. Ooh, I cannot get through this card. My apologies. When the foundations we build on come from a place of love over fear, we will see huge positive changes in the world. And it starts with self. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that little heart seedling there. But, okay, look, there's something that flew in here. I don't know if that came in your cards or the last ones, but there's a message coming through. All right, I'm going to pause and see what this message is. All right, I'm hearing you're not allowing rest. You're not allowing rest. Thank you for the message. You can leave now. All right. So, allow yourself to fully rest. Resting is going to activate your gifts to come online. So get into that space where you can allow that to be. All right, and then we have one last card here with the Kali deck. And let's see what she says. This is actually Blue Tara. And it says, chaos will give way to the higher order of love. Let there be peace in your heart. As Blue Tara looks to her right, gazing toward the future, she sees a vision of your peaceful, protected, and authentically expressive future. You have every right to feel hopeful, happy, and secure in the destiny now unfolding for you. All right. So Blue Tara would actually be great to connect with, to chant and move through this purification. You can look up like Blue Tara chants online, or even just Green Tara, and allowing those blockages to move through your throat space. Once you get through this, like I said, you're going to reap the rewards. Everything's going to come through, but there's some activations and purifications that need to happen with the throat first. So, all right. If you enjoyed this reading and it resonated for you and you made it all the way through to the end, leave a blue heart, so I know that it resonated for you. If you don't want to leave a comment, this just helps me see who these are actually resonating for, and I can go deeper once your guides know specifically who is connecting. All right, aloha to those of you who chose the man, why can't I think of this? Citrine, thank you. Citrine sphere. Whew, this is my last one of the readings, and I've had to separate this into different videos because they've been such long readings. But we're gonna go ahead and get through this. And okay, they're telling me like specifically the dragonflies really wanted to be seen with this card. So we have 3 little dragonflies coming together with the energy here. I'm gonna move that out of the way. All right, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. Actually, this feels, again, pretty grounded. This energy feels grounded. And the frequency that wanted to come through for this one is 432 hertz. I haven't said that to any of the other piles, so I feel like that's very significant to you all. So perhaps tap into that, listen to 432 hertz. There's a lot of music out there that has it. So you could type it into, I believe, Spotify and YouTube, and something should pop up, if not many things for you to listen to. And allow yourself to decompress. They're telling me, like, it feels like you're someone who's had to hold it all together. Like, you've held so much together for everyone else, and Spirit just wants you to breathe. Just breathe and relax and let go. Okay, let's see what wants to come through. All right. First card out, we have Soulcraft. And number 10, the number of completion of new cycles, getting ready to start something new. And they're telling me you're coming into this space of realizing what it is that you want to do, finding your soul purpose, and being able to step into that authentically. So you may have had some ideas, you may have went down some different tracks, so to speak, but they're telling me that it's really starting to come into alignment. Let me back up. Thank you, Spirit. This planetary alignment is bringing into alignment for you your soul's purpose, and being able to fully craft that and speak it into existence. Let's see. All right. Honor the lineage. Honor the lineage. Okay. Honor the lineage part they're telling me is going to be very specific to some of you, not all of you. So there are some of you who work with ancestry. Definitely, my apologies, my throat is a bit scratchy. But definitely some of you are supposed to be working with lineage, with ancestry, helping clear ancestry, not just for self, but for others. And others, they're just showing like this ripple effect that's happening. Like she's dancing and moving, and there's this rippling energy that moves. So they're telling me your vibration, specifically those of you that chose this pile, your vibration has the power to ripple through humanity. So whatever you're creating is what's being created around you. Now, this happens for everybody on a much deeper level, but for you all, you're in a space where you're understanding that more, and you're being more conscious and mindful of the things that you're speaking and thinking into existence. And because of that, everything is like coming into alignment, into one solid timeline for your highest and best good. Right, then we have angel frequency. You're very connected to angel spirits. There are lots of angel spirits that are around you. I'm feeling four specific angels that you work with. Do we want to address those angels right now? Yes. Okay, so we have Archangel Michael coming through. We have Angel, they're telling me Mary, Mother Mary as an angel. And can we get Zadkiel? Thank you. And Gabriel. All right, so those four angels are coming through for you. So if you haven't connected with them yet, perhaps research or look into them, see what you can find out more about them, because those are the energies that are wanting to come through and work with you. I feel like many of you have already been working with them. The thing that's come up for me recently is giving love and energy back to them. So if Archangel Gabriel is somebody that you call on often, that you connect with, that you have a higher connection with, make sure that you're not only giving him gratitude, but you're actually giving back like that love and energy frequency, right? Because right now the angels, the divine masters, they are all being inundated with so many energies to move through this, to push through these thresholds and move through this ascension right now. So sending love back to them is going to be very important. So definitely give your angels some love. The message that they have for you is they want you to know that they are always there protecting you. You are safe. You are, they're telling me you are divine. And they have this, like you may have had things happen to you recently or like within the past few years that you're like, whoa, I don't know how I survived that, or I don't know how I got through that. And it's these angels that have been there for you through this space. And maybe you were wondering who these angels were, and they wanted to make themselves known today. But Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Archangel Zadkiel, and and Gabriel. Thank you. Okay. All right, and then we have this beautiful lotus and the rising. They're telling me what this energy that's coming through is the rise of the divine feminine. So that's part of your soul craft. That's part of your journey, is allowing the feminine to rise within. And this could be for male or female, but allowing the feminine to rise within. So, you know, the feminine energy is nurturing and loving and rest. And it's highly intuitive and connected and drawn to spaces that they can ripple, like you ripple that energy out to. So if you're being called to go somewhere specific and you're like, you know, I don't know why I want to go to this store that's like clear across town, and there are other stores that I can go to, but for some reason I'm being called, or I really want to go there. Just go. Like, these are this is all happening divinely. The way that spirit works, I've learned in the last few years, is when you're being called to something, just go with it. Go with the flow, because opportunities will come from it, and you'll be surprised at the things that come up that actually help you align with your purpose. It's like, I heard something recently that said maybe you don't know your purpose, and spirit is leaving you these breadcrumbs to guide you towards where you need to go. So all, for you, it's just following those little breadcrumbs. Like, like I said, like maybe you're called to go to a store clear across town and you don't know why. Or sometimes, for self, like I'll be called, I won't have anything planned in the evening, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to go do this tonight because I don't have anything planned. And then right in the middle of rush hour traffic, I'm like, okay, let's go now. And, I'm sitting out in rush hour traffic. Like, why am I out here? And spirit's like, oh, your energy just is needed. You just need to be in this space because you're going to like bring calm, loving energy to the people around you. So just go with the flow and allow yourself to be guided. Pick up these little breadcrumbs so that you can go out and let that energy, like you have such a divine feminine energy that's rising through you, that they want you out so that you can ripple that energy out to those around you. Man, my apologies for my throat. All right, then we have discipline. Okay, they're pointing out the number specifically. So 23 reduces to a 5. So some big changes coming, and these changes that are happening to get you into a place where you can fully live your purpose and not have to, like, quote, work for the man or do something that's, draining your energy, is going to take some discipline and some focus. So allowing yourself to ground that energy, right? To fully ground into it. You see, like, she's wearing all green, and almost like it looks like this vine just wraps up around her. It's very grounded type energy. So there needs to be, even though you're rising, like you have this feminine, divine feminine energy rising within you, there needs to be a balance of the masculine, so that as the creation energy rises through you, the masculine energy can take action forward to making things happen. So it is going to take some discipline, and by discipline, they're telling me, like, maybe you want to, okay, they're telling me maybe you want to they're telling me so many things. Okay, stop, please. All right, maybe you are calling in a new lover, and you're ready to step into that, the frequency of being in a new relationship, a soul relationship. Thank you. And there are things that you need to do to get there. So maybe it's like, not staying at home, getting out, meeting people, allowing things to just, maybe you go somewhere that you've never been to before, or like I said, you're drawn to a store across town, because you have a feeling that you need to go there. Go with it, and just allow yourself to not get swept away in the flow. They're telling me not get like don't allow your mind to take control and sweep you away. So in other words, stay grounded. All right, then we have attraction. Wow, beautiful card there. Yeah, draw it in. So it what I've learned a lot on my journey, and this is what's coming through for the card, is when you want to make something happen, it can happen by going out and forcing it, right? Like, we've seen people like hustle and grind and make things happen, yes. And it can happen a lot easier and actually a lot faster if you just align with that energy first, right? When I fully aligned with loving myself and taking care of myself and putting myself first and giving myself the love that I had given to so many others, and putting all of that time and energy and effort back into self, then it was like so quick that my husband came into my life, and it was such a powerful divine connection. But it was because I was radiating that energy of self-love, and all of the effort and time and energy was going back into me, and I was simply radiating that energy out, and he felt that radiate. Like we always say, we vibrated into each other. So put out again, like that, the ripple out that the energy of what you're wanting to attract, right? If you're wanting to attract someone that's in a a higher vibration, like if you're looking for love and you're wanting someone to come in and you're saying, well, I know what I want, I'm not going to settle for anything less. Check yourself. Are you what you would want in a partner? Or are there things about you that you can still work on? And if you can still work on those, why not work on them for self and then be able to radiate that energy out? Like I said, you can force it. You can go out and make things happen, and there'll be lessons along the way. Or you can just take care of your inner being and radiate the energy that you want back to you, right? So even like with business, with creating something that is going to be fruitful for you, it's what energy are you putting into it? If you want to be a business owner, how much time are you spending on creating for that business or doing what needs to be done so that people know about your business? Or are you investing your time, energy, and effort elsewhere? Which again, the business can still happen, but it can happen a lot faster and a lot in better alignment if you're doing it within first. So check yourself, really. And then we have Earth Guardian from the Angels and Ancestors deck. And again, just stay grounded. So very like the grounded energy keeps coming through. They really want you to stay grounded through this, through learning, and they're telling me addressing what your purpose is. And your purpose, here's something that I think a lot of people don't know. Our purpose doesn't have to stay the same through our entire lifetimes, right? I've shifted through so many different things throughout my life that I've loved when I was doing it. I worked with children for a really long time, and my purpose was connecting with these children and hearing them and listening to them and being a voice for them and giving them some stability in their life that they weren't experiencing elsewhere. And I loved what I did in that space. And then my purpose changed, and I started working with adults, and it was helping them through grief and helping them start to live their lives again and open up and be more outgoing and open and letting go of things that were holding them back. And so your purpose can change, and your purpose may simply be being a mother or being a wife or being a husband or being a father. It could be your purpose is rooted in whatever is happening at the time, but they're really wanting you to ground into that energy. So what are you feeling is calling you right now? What and to figure that out, to figure out what your purpose is and what your calling is in the frequency that you're in, do what you love. Right? If you love spending time with your children or with children in general, do what you love. If you love, connecting with nature and getting outside, do what you love. If you love, just being with people, right? Like being in community, be in that space, do what you love. That's where the key to unlocking your soul craft and your soul purpose comes, right? I've met some really awesome salesmen that absolutely love and enjoy what they're doing. And it's because they're so great at connecting with people, and they love meeting new people and creating new projects and collaborating. Like that's their thing, and they're great at it. And so if you want to tap into your soul purpose, figure out what it is that you love doing and then work outwards from there. All right, then we have Amethyst coming through for meditation, and we have this lovely amethyst that wanted to be here with us today. So if you've never meditated with amethyst, I highly recommend it. It can take you so deep, and there's a lot of so many different energies that amethyst brings through. I'm going to channel a little bit of energy from this crystal for you. Yes, work with amethyst. Those of you that got this pile, it's going to help you and benefit you in so many ways. You can screenshot this and take a picture of this, or look up an amethyst photo online. But I highly recommend actually getting out and buying amethyst if you don't already have some kind. It doesn't have to be a really big piece. It can be a small piece. Amethyst comes in all different shapes and sizes, so just look into it. It's a not too expensive crystal to tap into and start meditating with, but it's definitely going to help, even just to keep it on your person. It's going to help receive and radiate energy is what Spirit's telling me. All right, and then we have the 3 pocket oracles that wanted to come through: Isis, Kali, and Beyond Lemuria. And we're going to start with Beyond Lemuria, they're saying. So here we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just read this to y'all. It says, trust your inner sense. Sometimes it can be hard to decipher between intuition and what our mind is telling us. Stories, projections, or fear can arise under the guise of intuition. To distinguish truthful inner guidance from paranoia, we must return to innocence, to our purest essence. Here we have access to the truth of our being. Honesty is more than not lying to yourself. It is also about not withholding and having deep transparency within yourself. Learn to trust and be absolutely honest with yourself. In your heart of hearts, you hold the answers. Notice the first thoughts you have before you second guess yourself. Listen and honor these thoughts. I love that. I love that message for you all. It's, not getting in the mind space, trusting in what comes through the first time. If you want an exercise for trusting in self, this is really simple. I did it when I started learning how to trust in myself again. And it was, locking my car doors and walking away from it. And I had gotten into the energy, and this can be like even at home, turning something off and walking away from it, and then asking yourself, like, did I turn it off? Did I lock the doors? And you're questioning yourself. Yes, you did. Trust that you did. Trust. So I got into a space where I would lock my doors, put my keys away, and walk away and not think about it again. Because as long as I had my keys in my hand for some reason, I would question it. And I would want to reach out and press the button again and lock the doors again. So maybe just something like that, something real simple, can help you tap into that space. They want Isis next, so we'll do Isis. All right, let's see what she has to say. The wings of Isis. You have a special spiritual relationship with the angelic worlds. Part of your soul purpose is to birth angelic consciousness and values such as fearlessness, compassion, and service into the human culture. This oracle also brings your angelic assistance, intervention, and confirmation. Wow. Didn't we talk about the angels and you having such a higher connection with the angels? So part of your purpose I love how magical these readings are, is connecting the angelic realm with earth realm. That's a really magical space to be. So tap into that. When you go into meditation, do some meditations where you connect with your angels, or find yourself in silence and connect with the angels and ask them what they want to bring through for you. There's a powerful message in that. And then the last one is Kali, and they're really highlighting, obviously, her third eye there. All right, let's see what it has to say. It says, Vishvamata. Although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be at this time, you are actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefits from what is transpiring. When the relevance, learning, and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated, these circumstances will give way for a more favorable situation. Yeah, so once you get out of your head, you are able to trust. You're radiating that vibration, radiating out that vibration that you want back, that polarity, and connecting with your angelics and grounding yourself. There's so much that can come through for you for this. So that is all. If you listened all the way through to the end of this reading and it resonated for you, leave a gold heart in the comments. I love knowing that it resonates for you, and I know sometimes people don't know what to say to leave a comment. So if you leave a gold heart, it lets me know that you stuck around till the end, and I appreciate you for that. Happy alignment, planetary alignment portal, and look forward to seeing y'all next time. Take care. Adios.